Whoops are for wimps. This is the Leader 120, a plug-and-play quad that you can buy on Banggood or GearBest. I got mine for less than $90. Let that sink in for a minute. $90. This is pretty much how it comes. I've thrown on these Gym Fan 2.5-inch flash props, and these are outstanding. They can be flown inside or outside. I would actually recommend these a little bit more for outside because they're a little bit faster than the other 2.5-inch props. But this is really the sweet spot, guys, that I've been looking for. So quit flying these tiny little brushed micro quads that they're just garbage. That's what they are. So just throw them in the garbage. Tiny whoops are fun if you're flying in a closet, but come on. You can comfortably fly something like this with 1104 7500 kV motors inside your house, no problem. And then you can also take this to the park, a playground, fly it outside. You could even potentially fly it on a track. Now, it is still pretty small. So if you saw my other 3-inch babyhawk R build that I've done, that's this right here. Compare how much smaller this is. Now the Leader 120 fits all of this, and it can actually still run 2.5-inch props. So look at how much smaller it is compared. Now I have added the Foxeer Predator camera onto this thing, so I'm gonna have some more footage of this running on a track with this, running at night, to show how good the night footage is of this. Is actually pretty impressive. So that's coming soon. But back to the Leader. This comes with this stack already assembled. Everything here is how it comes. The camera on this isn't perfect, but it's pretty dang good. All I've done here is zip tied my FrSky XM Plus receiver on here, taped the antennas to the arms right here at the front, and then I'm ready to go. Now I am going to switch this connector out for an XT30. I already have it ready to go, but I wanted to test it as is with the battery that it comes in. Now I have built and or bought probably 15 of these micro size. I have done a lot of the brushed, so before you say you're just talking trash about tiny whoops and you don't know what you're talking about, I've flown tons of those. The QX90, QX70C, the QX95, all of those little brushed, and those were fun at the time. That was the only thing that you could fly in your house. Brushed micros just didn't exist, but the motors on these are so much stronger. They're so much more robust. They can take a beating, and they don't just boom, blow out every time you crash and forget to hit the disarm switch fast enough. And unlike brushed motors that are only good for a certain number of hours of flight before the brushes wear out, these can go virtually forever until you actually smash them. Now, what I really like about these props, now just for comparison's sake, these are the 2-inch Gym Fan 2035 props. Now, these are also really, really good. But for something of this weight, you really want the 2.5-inch. If you can get something that's closer to about 50 to 65 grams on the total, this works great. And I have built several of these. I had one that was on the Emax 1106 motors that flew on this great. This is just slightly heavier, and since it does have the real estate to be able to use these 2.5-inch props, these work great. Now check this out. This is the Racer Star clone of that Gym Fan 2035 prop, and you can see, even though these are both 2.5-inch props, the Gym Fan is just slightly larger. I don't know if you can see that. It's very slightly larger, and you can tell. So indoors, I would recommend this clone, but it is fragile. It is not as strong as the actual real Gym Fan. I wish Gym Fan would make a 2.5-inch version of this, because it is not as fast as this, but it's just, the extra blade adds a ton of control, and it really makes it a little easier to maneuver around your house. So for around the house, I recommend this. You can still fly these around the house. It's just a little bit twitchier and a little bit faster. Outside, this is amazing. So it's not as fast as this, but it weighs far, far less. I can run this on 2S all day. This, because of the weight, closer to 90 grams, really does need a 3S battery to kind of perform. And I do have some footage of this flying around the track. So like I said, so let's get to the footage. Here we go.